Hey, what's going on today? Anthony Campo here. Just want to talk to you today about how Gary V's book, Crush It, helped us grow, 200%, 200%, and 126% in 3 consecutive years. So, let's get started. The question is, what does it take to build a battle-ready business? What does it take to dial in your marketing, sales, fulfillment, and leadership so that you can go to war in the marketplace and win? My name is Anthony Campo, your host and chief coach at Battle Ready Business. This is the Be Battle Ready podcast, Daily Battle Edition. And on a daily basis, we're going to take a deep dive look at what it takes to win in the marketplace. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so, the last week and most of this week, I've been creating content for March because I am launching a group mastermind or a group program, a 90-day program to help people build their 90-day battle plan. And what this consists of is a strategic plan, a marketing plan, and an operation plan. I like calling a battle plan because we are battle ready business and all that stuff. It's just fun to play with. And I want to talk to you today. The intro to this was how Gary V's book Crush It helped me grow one of my businesses 200%, 200%, and 126% in 3 consecutive years. And it's fitting that I'm telling you about the content I am creating, because my goal and mission is to get about 20 to 30 videos done this week. Partly I was framing up everything and getting some stuff ready to do it, and then finishing it off this week. And I will be repurposing that content and everything else. Being a business coach, I want to tell you these ins and outs. So the root of this all ties back to this one day in about 2010. I was in a networking group, and we were finishing up the networking group, and this realtor came up to me and said, "Hey, would you mind if I came by? I'm going to bring somebody that's going to video and just interview you, talk to you about your business. And, I'm looking to create a series on this and, really introduce everybody to, from gyms to painters to all these different people in our group to create content around them." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. But let me ask you, why are you doing this?" And he's like, "I just read this book, just came out. It's by this guy named Gary Vanerchuck, and it's called Crush It." He's like, "I highly recommend it. Pick up the book and everything else." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then he came by, we did the interview. It was an interesting experience. At that time, we were still in the garage. We're in this 1,400 square foot garage when we were just starting the gym. And, he came and interviewed me, did his thing, and he put out a few different ones with other professionals in our networking group. And I ended up picking up the book. And we were heading back to Ohio to visit my wife's family. I think we weren't even engaged at that time. So we're heading back, and on the plane I'm reading this book, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. It kind of blew my mind of all this stuff that he was talking about, creating content, creating series of how to do things, what to do, how to distribute the content, what his strategy was all about and how he did it and everything else. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. And, I'm like, okay, how can I implement that with our gym, in our business? That was one of the reasons why I left my previous business, and took on the gym, so that, I had full creative freedom, and we could do things like this. We can be innovative. And, this was 2009, 2010, it was a thing, social media was a thing, but not as big as it was today. And not, and Facebook ads weren't even I don't even know. I have to think back. I know we weren't even doing them, but I don't even know if it was an option. It was all about, SEO and, pay-per-click there, but I don't think Facebook ads was even, a thought, went and bleep on the radar. But I read the book and I started getting all these ideas, and, how we did a lot of our marketing was more of like internal marketing of like providing this amazing experience for our clients on our we called them students at the time, by providing them challenges and, nutrition seminars and these initiatives to keep them engaged into their fitness, to keep them moving along. And that was always the mission. Like when we'd create these events, like what can we do to support them? And like, what are they lacking right now that we could help them out with? And once I read this book, I was like, okay, well, this can be a way to help promote, promote the events, promote these initiatives, increase enrollment in those events and that. And really, also at the same time, produce content to educate and entertain them and do all that. So we ended up implementing that, and we got to a point where we had these systems and frameworks that, I bet if you go ask my ex-staff members of like, what do you do at this point? How many weeks prior to this do you do X, Y, Z? We built this framework of how to promote the event, but it was all around this idea of content-based marketing, providing value, education. So for instance, we launched a strength program. This is a number of years later. And me and one of my key coaches at the time, we sat down and we took the framework and we started creating it, 6 to 8 weeks prior, really structuring it, the actual program, what the messaging, what the mission of the program was, what the goals of the program. And we would meet, he would, put together some pieces of it, and we'd come back each week and meet. And, it's one of the things I'm very proud of that process, really, on actually developing, working with him to develop it. It was that program, and along with other events and everything, went, did really well. So we launched a strength program. So we would, start writing toward our target audience. And at that time, we created that strength program so that more women would value strength training in their fitness, right? And to kind of polarize or break the mold of them thinking that cardio and all these other traditional things that you get when you're in the gym business that people think that they need to do. But I knew that through strength training will help them, get them to, lose body fat, do all this other stuff. And actually, I saw the opportunity for them to actually expand and grow through the strength training mentally and emotionally. And it was consider it spiritually as well, because I had a lot of benefits and experiences from it. But we started tailoring the message. We even named the program Stronger Than Yesterday, which wasn't, it wasn't this hard ass way of saying it, right? That was catering or to the aggro male type of aggressive male. It was really tailored to the females that we were looking for. And then we started building out content, why, for instance, why answering the questions like why strength training is important for women, why, for everything that was important to them, we started building out content based off of that. We were educating them, we were entertaining them, we were providing value to them. And, we would have this sequence of putting posters on the wall and things like that. So it was top of mind. We launched that program, and we launched it with where we were only planning, I think, going one class, and we had to do 2 sessions. So it was a really good, successful program. That program lasted for 2 to 3 years. And, actually, it could have kept going if we just really internally were more passionate about it. But what my thing is that the concepts from Gary V's book really helped us succeed in that. And, one of the other things that we did is that we had everybody blogging and creating content. Everybody on our staff, our team, doing that. And it wasn't just one clear voice, right? It was the initiative of the team. me wanting to help and work with teams and help businesses that are struggling putting things together, I do share this with you because, this is an example of enrolling your team into actually helping you market your business and be a part of the initiative. I get it that it's different in the gym sometimes, but it is an example and you can take and adapt that. So I had my office manager writing a blog a week about her fitness journey. I had, everybody doing stuff, and, we were shooting, we were making sure to take photos every class, and we were repurposing the photos and all this different stuff. We even came out with a few, very well produced videos. One of the ones early on was an MTV Cribs video, which was a spoof on, not an MTV Cribs, but it was a spoof upon like MTV Cribs, but the gym version. And we did a few other ones that were very, they were fun to do and really got the message out there and everything else. So my real key points here are, your key takeaways out of this, your keys to victory to implement this is just keep it simple. Just share your journey. One of the things that I had done since then about listening to his book is really get into Gary V's podcast early on in, 15, 16, 17, and consumed so much of it that I really understand his thesis. I really get what he talks about in this stuff. Even before jab, 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 right hook came out, is really just document the journey. And I look back, we were organically doing that. Like, hey, we just put the new flooring in. Hey, we did this. Hey, we did that. We just got our place. Like, that's part of it. And the landscape of social media marketing and content marketing is diverse. So it's expanded so much, right? Not even just the amount of people with eyeballs on it, but the tactics and the platforms and everything else. Like, it's so diverse. Like, I was listening to another influencer or coach, and his content marketing budget to execute his content marketing is $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month for everybody that he needs. And that's just absolutely, that's amazing. Like, that it's gotten to that level and then there's that much opportunity. So keys to victory, keep it simple. Document your journey, right? Do your best to not take, blurry photos, or just try to do your best on creating the high image content. One of the things I did learn later on from Gary V is speak to the platform, right? Like, there's no long form on Twitter. It's kind of impossible. You don't want to do, you can have blurry photos in your story or not that great of photos in your stories, but not on your Instagram feed. So speak to the platform, and really the biggest thing is just, provide value to people and have fun with it. So this is why, one of my biggest things over the years is I haven't gone all in enough on content. Being an early adopter, relatively, being 2009, 10, being only a few years into business, and that I would say for my business career, I was an early adopter. And so I look forward to supporting you guys and hope this helps, and I hope to talk to you soon. This concludes another episode of the Be Battle Ready Podcast, Daily Battle Edition. If you're a business owner with 3 to 20 people and you want to build a battle ready business so that you can go to war in the marketplace and win, head over to battlereadybusiness.com/go to get the conversation started. Other than that, I'll see you next time.